Christ. It just fell. Oh, that's a way to start a video. I just fell on this beach barricade because it is coated with sea slime. Yeah, I was standing on top of this thing on the dry part. And when I got my camera set up and started out on my video journey here, took a header and fell on my ass. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. If you've been following my content, you'll know that I've spent the greater part of the last 2 years in Vietnam and had some fairly well-rounded experiences here. And I got a pretty good handle on expat life in this country. And if you've not been following, well, I just told you. And you can watch some of my other videos like the best expat life in Saigon documentary and get caught up to speed. So I have a fairly qualified perspective, point of view, and opinion on the women here, which I'll get to in a minute. But right now, let me just tell you where we are. We are in Hue Nay, Vietnam, and it's about 6 o'clock in the morning. Hue Nay is this kind of small beach community, a few hours, about 4 hours from Ho Chi Minh City, sort of northeast of Ho Chi Minh City, and about 4 hours south of Nha Trang, the very touristy city that's overcrowded with Russians. And Hue Nay is also about 3 or 4 hours north of the increasingly popular Vung Tau. So it's kind of tucked away. I wouldn't call it a total secret, but certainly a quieter, less popular beachside city than some of the other choices here. It's kind of fallen out of favor lately because, as you can see, like the barricade that I fell off of, there's quite a bit of beach and sand erosion going on here. Before that began to happen, and it's about a decade ago, this place was booming and developers moved in and started to really overdevelop the place. So there are like mini ghost cities just over the bluff from the beach here. There are brand new condo developments that have been built and stopped just short of being furnished. So entire ghost cities that are occupied only by a couple of security guards. So it's kind of a bizarre little place. But if you're a solo traveler like me looking for a place to hide away from all your crazy expat friends in Saigon and actually get work done, it's a pretty great choice. What I love about Hue Nay is walking on the beach in the morning because the sky always looks like the rear screen projection canopy of the Truman Show. This morning is a little overcast. It just started to rain really heavy here. But the sky always has these cumulus cloud formations, and as the sun breaks through the clouds, you typically get these Jesus beam light patterns. We're not seeing a lot of that today because of the overcast day, but it is quite a great place. Not if you're looking for beach party fun. There are a few backpacker hostels here that get a bit of a party crowd, but I wouldn't recommend Hue Nay for that. Oh, now I've got to cross this. I pegged myself in here. All right, we're going to jump. We're going to go for it. See if I make this crossing. All right, look at that. Bone dry. But it's not a party place. The benefit of it being kind of less than populated, less than popular, are the prices. Right now, it's It's not really tourist season. It is the end of May, and I'm renting a beach bungalow for $6 a night. And cooking for myself, my food costs me like $3 or $4 a day. And I'm busy working on a reality show for a streamer, for a producer in Los Angeles. So I'm making an LA income, and my cost of living here is about $9 or $10 a day. So you do the math on that and figure out about how that works out, which is why I love it here, which is some of the things I love about Vietnam. The cost of living is like unparalleled. If you look at Nomad List, I was looking at it the other day, a lot of the top spots, like the top 5, top row of cities, those spots are occupied by Thailand, Bangkok, Chiang Mai. I'd highly recommend Chiang Mai. Really low cost of living there. And then some of the beach cities in Vietnam are in the top 20 and 30. Top 20 and 30 spots on Nomad List. And the prices they list there, the cost of living, monthly cost of living prices for an expat, I find to be really true. About $1,000 a month, give or take a few $100. So that's why people come here. The other reason people come here to Vietnam, men of course in particular, are the women. Vietnam has some really beautiful women, very feminine women. I've had this conversation with a lot of expats about the beautiful women here, how feminine they are, and how attractive that idea is. Very pretty and picturesque as the coastline here. But boy, can they be a pain in the ass. I'll describe the dating population, or the spectrum of dating experience on a distribution. It's not a bell-shaped curve of normal experience. You get sort of a barbell strategy with just outright prostitutes on one end and prudes on the other. And even the Tinder dates, the Tinder dating experience, online dating, girls you meet in clubs, anything of that nature, where you're sort of fishing for a hookup or the hot girl, that really skews towards the prostitution end of things. And let me explain how that works. So I dated a girl when I first got here a few years back. This was I went through the really hard failure with this one. I'll call her the purple iPhone girl. And I met her on Tinder, and it was sort of a normal experience, meaning similar to dating a woman in the States. Oh boy, here I gotta cross one with a bigger fall here. So let's hope I make this one. Oh, just made it. I had an audience there. Yeah, just made that one. So the dating her, the experience started out kind of normally, meaning like we went out to went to dinner the same night. First day went to a club with her friends. We did the same thing a few times before, things got serious. So she was back at my room. And we dated for a few weeks, about a month. Her birthday was coming up. And I said, she was from Da Nang, we're in Ho Chi Minh City. She's from Da Nang. I said, I had been to Da Nang. I know I can get a really great deal on a suite at the Sheraton there. And I said, I'll pay for a trip to Da Nang, or let's go to Da Nang for your birthday weekend. We'll stay at the suite at the Sheraton. And she was she liked the idea. But the second time I brought it up, I could tell she had something else in mind. And she says, instead of we go to Da Nang, why don't you buy me iPhone Pro Max deep purple in color, 256 gigabyte. I was like, whoa. I'm thinking, whoa, bitch. That's pretty damn specific. Why don't you get me a new iPhone? Would have been bad enough. iPhone Pro Max 14, deep purple in color, 256 gigabyte. She's really digging into my pockets. Not to mention that phone at the time was the new iPhone release, which would cost what? $1,100, $1,200 in the States, but Vietnam is not an authorized reseller of Apple products. Meaning you have to buy that phone upon its new release on the secondary market, the sort of like gray or black market, for about $2,500. That I came to learn, I asked the concierge at my hotel, how would I even get a phone like that? I entertained the idea for a minute, but he said, oh no, you gotta pay like double, because the sellers here, they'll get them from Thailand, some authorized country, and mark them up, especially for the new release, especially for like the particular special deep purple color. And so that led, of course, to a breakup. And I'm not gonna imagine setting that as a precedent. And I thought this was a special and unusual case, my experience with the purple iPhone girl. And so I'm telling this story to some expat friends, and I have a friend, Bobby, who's been here a good 15 or 20 years. He runs a tourism business. It's his home. And he says, oh yeah. He goes, that's nothing, Brando. You jumped off the train before it even started. The pattern goes iPhone, motorbike, condo, and a bar. So what do you mean by that, Bobby? Explain. He says, well, the epitome would be my friend who's Japanese, who loves Vietnamese women, loves the pretty women here, and can't get enough of it. And he's got a ton of money out. And one of these ratty, this guy doesn't like me. Piss off. I worked on a show for Cesar Millan, the dog whisperer, who says there's never a problem with the dogs, always a problem with the owner. Most of the dogs around here don't have owners, so they're kind of novice. Anyway, so Bobby says, he's got this Japanese friend, loves the pretty Vietnamese women, millionaire, comes over here and, just dates many of them. He goes, he's run through 40 iPhones, 9 motorbikes, 2 condos, and a bar. You're going to have to step through that for me. Bobby says, okay, the iPhone thing you've experienced. Well, this guy actually bought iPhones for 40 women. There are your 40 iPhones. Now, the motorbike was the next one in his dating protocol, let's say, and is typical for Vietnamese women. Well, they want a new motorbike. So I said he bought 9 new motorbikes. Yeah, he says out of the cohort of women, the 40 women he got iPhones for, 9 of them got motorbikes. Mostly new, a couple of them were secondhand, like that, okay? And the condos, he bought condos for 2 of the women who made it to the motorbike stage. He bought condos, no. He put them up in the condo. So, okay, so he's got like a lease on the condos for the 2 finalists, let's say, that made it through the iPhones and the motorbikes, and now they've made it to the condo level of this bizarre dating game show. Yeah. And the bar? Well, okay, so the one that he stuck with, or the main girl, his bottom bitch, let's call her, she got the bar. He put about 30 grand into setting her up with a bar business. And wow, okay, 40 iPhones, 9 motorbikes, 2 condos and a bar. I did some mental math and I'm thinking 40 grand, 50 grand in iPhones, 60, 70 if they're the new one, you got to get in the black market. And 9 motorbikes at 2 grand a clip, you know, and there's 20 grand, 10 to 20 grand for the motorbikes. And the condo, it'd be 10 grand a piece for the year, 20 for those, 20 for the motorbikes, there's 40. And let's say 60 for the iPhones, for the new iPhones on the black market. There's $100,000 plus the 30 for the bar. So, I mean, I guess the guy is really an expert at dating these Vietnamese women, but boy, did it cost him $130,000. And so now I'm telling Bobby's story about the Japanese guy to other expat friends and Vietnamese friends, mostly as a joke. You know, oh, don't date Vietnamese women. I know a guy who's ran through 40 iPhones, 9 motorbikes, 2 condos, and a bar. And a Vietnamese girl that I know, she corrected me. She goes, "Oh no, that's true, but you missed a critical step." What step? The tits. Where are the fake tits? It would go something like 40 iPhones, 9 motorbikes, 5 sets of tits, 2 condos, and a bar. She said something like that. I said, "Oh yeah, you're right. It's not as common, the fake tits, because you know, number one, in any circumstance, in any country, with any woman, I mean, you're just a moron if you buy your girlfriend a set of fake tits." And I know a couple of morons that have done that. One of these morons was an expat that was living here, that was making good money as a director, you know, like feast or famine. And so he's got a bunch of money. He spends 9 grand or something on a set of tits for the girlfriend, other expenses while she's not working. But that's a jackass move, fellas, if you don't know this already. Because what happens is, it's your money being used to upgrade your girlfriend's looks or sex appeal. And all she really wants out of that is access to a better population pool of men, meaning not you. You just paid for her to F some other guy who's got a bigger dick, a bigger bank account, bigger wallet, a yellow Ferrari, and more time and attention for her than you do. So we don't know that one already. Please remember. But anyway, you know, this Vietnamese girl that I know, she corrected the sequence there. So that would sort of sum up dating Vietnamese women, at least that kind of Vietnamese woman. The hot girl you meet at the nice nightclub, particularly the hot girls you meet on Tinder, even the bar girls that you might date. They're on that end of the old one. Now I got more C-slime here. I'm gonna go up to the boardwalk. Otherwise, this YouTube video is gonna end up in one of those clip shows. People falling on their head. So anyway, at least that kind of girl, that's gonna skew, that experience is gonna skew to that prostitution end of the that prostitution end of the spectrum here. And then the other end of the spectrum is like very prudish, you know. I mean, it's something woman's fault. It's a cultural thing. They really lack passion here, I guess. In any case, whether it's the iPhone girl, the prostitute, or the prude, or the other category that I dated, like the bossy, bitchy, bossy woman who is used to being in charge. Oh, that experience I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemies. And the women here could be really, really, really bossy, and so I don't take any of that. So it doesn't end well. I've had some really like crazy fights with couple of the bossy Vietnamese women that I dated. And now we gotta drop down this. You see what I mean about the erosion going on here? You know, it's turning my morning walk into a sort of form of parkour. You know, so there's no, I can't offer you a role model, basically. I can't offer you a role model pattern or a role model guy that I can point to and say, look, there's a success, meaning there's a guy who's successfully come here as an expat, met a Vietnamese woman, and it's, you know, working out like a relationship in the Western world would, something like that. I can't point you towards a successful pattern of meeting, attracting, dating, dealing with Vietnamese women. What I can do, though, is tell you what Vietnamese men think of Vietnamese women. And I can sum that up best by telling you what my friend Nam told me, almost like scolded me with this information when he and I are becoming friends, and I was telling him about my frustration, confusion about dating or finding some like decent Vietnamese girl here. Oh, no, Brando, oh, no. Vietnamese girl, not for talking, just for fucking. I say, well, wait a minute. Okay, that's funny, but what do you mean by that? And so he showed me a Telegram account that now that he's exposing me to that idea, I realize a lot of the Vietnamese dudes use these Telegram accounts for hookers they get for alcohol prostitutes for like $40. And yeah, I mean that's been a consistent piece of advice from my male Vietnamese friends. That sort of really hammered this idea home for me that I'm in the wrong place for meeting a woman. I've had much better experiences in Thailand, but all the Vietnamese guys here that I know, oh no, don't get involved with her. Don't get involved with Vietnamese women. It'll ruin your life. It's just a waste of time, and they're impossible and difficult. And I've yet, you know, and I've been asking a lot of my male Vietnamese friends, like, or what's your situation, or what do you suggest for me? It's just no. It's just their advice is just like, no, like don't. Not for talking, just for effort. That's pretty much the advice from Vietnamese dudes. And we come to a sort of steep cliff. I don't know if I'm without the cal. Here we go. Maybe I could cross here. Keep this walk going. Wow. Well, good thing these sneakers dry out. So much for bone dry. Yeah, I've had much better experiences in Thailand. At least the Thai girls there are kind of like Southeast Asian Latinos. You know, they got a little bit of passion. Dating them and going out to dinner and having some laughs. You know, there's like that component, at least to dating women in Thailand. Whatever their real motives are for dating a Westerner, you know, that's another issue. But at least it's like fun and enjoyable and comparable to dating slutty fun women that I dated in Los Angeles, you know, going out, having a good time. I just don't think there's any of that. As a data scientist, it's not highly probable that I'll be exposed to, you know, that dating experience here in Vietnam. So I don't think this is going to be a long-term location for me. I do believe that I will stay in Southeast Asia, probably Thailand. I'll probably end up settling in Thailand because women here are just, it's a non-starter. Some of the other things that you will hate about Vietnam for sure is the karaoke. No one in Vietnam can sing. I don't know how they have like professional pop singers. Must be, what's that, auto-tune? Every pop singer in Vietnam must be augmented by auto-tune because as far as I can tell from my experience here. Everyone in Vietnam singing, they all try to do it on karaoke. They're all terrible. It sounds like dying alley cats, and they roll out this big speaker that's all distorted. They crank it up to volume 11 and howl into the night. No respect for the neighbors, no respect for the surrounding public, no consideration as to whether they can actually sing or not. Like Filipinos, you ever heard Filipinos do karaoke? They're like really good at it. It's amazing. It's something in their genes. Actually, 1% of the Philippines' GDP is comprised of exporting cover bands. Filipinos are such good singers. 1% of their GDP is made up from cover bands leaving the Philippines, going to work in Las Vegas or on cruises or what have you, and sending the money as a remittance back into the Philippine economy. So, not too far away, the sort of Southeast Asian next door neighbors, karaoke, pretty great. And they appreciate singing there, so they don't turn this PA speaker up to like volume 11. But here, it will drive you nuts after a while. I was on Reddit the other day on like a Vietnamese expat forum. There was a whole subreddit about Vietnamese karaoke. And I guess the other thing that doesn't drive me that crazy since I don't have kids, but the treatment of children here is from the lack of safety, with 6 of them hanging off of motorbikes and then just being like unwatched and unmonitored. I had a friend come through here with his Thai wife and their newborn, like a 1-year-old, 2-year-old. And they met me at the bar, and they left the 2-year-old upstairs sleeping with the baby monitor. They had the baby monitor at the bar, a half block away. And they said, we're becoming bad parents because we've been exposed to Vietnamese child rearing. So I do love this country. I do love being here. I do not love the women here. For that reason, I don't think I can stay here continuously long term. I'll probably, like I said, end up in Thailand and visit here. I like traveling here. The beaches, even the ones that are eroding are beautiful. And the mountains, I've been up to the highlands. They're pretty majestic. And by the way, I've been doing this channel for a couple of years. I gave myself 3 years to make it work. It's not working. I like doing it, but it's not working at all. It's a colossal waste of my time. So instead of doing the edited, packaged videos that you've seen me do, or if you haven't seen, you can find them on my channel. Hotel reviews and, vacation videos. It's, I can't sustain that any longer. So I'm going to do more of these sort of one-man talking podcasts for a while and see if that works, because I put like 3 days. Ciao boy sang. Ciao boy sang. That's good morning. I put like 3 days into cutting the last video for 40 people to watch it. So, I figure those are like 40 people that are out of the population pool of people that have already subscribed to my channel who like watch it because it's there. I'm guessing. I don't know. So drop comments down below what you would like to see more of or hear more about from me doing this kind of thing, because I got a few videos that I shot. I took a motorcycle trip up to the Vietnam highlands, and I'm working on that. That'll be like one of my more documentary-esque pieces, and maybe do a few more of those before another 9 months go by. I decide whether to, just drop this whole thing or try a new channel approach or something. But I'd like to hear from you. Obviously, like 40 people are watching. It's a pretty small crowd. Like, what do you guys want to hear about? Where would you like to see me go? What topics do you want to hear me discuss? There's a small room of us here. So let's have that conversation in the comments, and we'll go from there. So I hope you appreciate my take. I really hope it warned like a lot of guys who might have seen the title and the thumbnail, and thought, oh yeah, you know, I'm interested in going to Vietnam for the women. You know, Joe Expat thinks he's gonna ride into town on his Boeing Dreamliner and sweep some demure, petite, fragile, poor Vietnamese girl off her feet. Boy, does he have another thing coming. Like, that's not happening at all. Bro, bring like 3 credit cards with $35K on them. One for your dating experience, like that 35 is gone. Another for like your just figure your shit out after that so you can get your travel sorted out. And then maybe like realize the woman, meeting a woman here is not working out. So you got some money left to travel. And then the other credit card, so when you get back home licking your wounds, you can put your life back together. About $100,000 budget is what I would suggest for someone that wants to come here, try and fail at meeting the Vietnamese love of their life. That's all I got for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.